Hey Sass Squad, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you more battles with Cofagrigus. Alright, so in this first battle, I'm going to teach you something about this lead. This is a good lead for Cofagrigus, but we have to try to bait with the Dark Pulse, and we have to land a Shadow Ball at some point in this matchup. Or if they don't shield at all, then that's great too. But we're going to throw a Dark Pulse. They do shield the very first one, and we can take a couple of these Icicle Spheres, but we're gonna have to end up committing double shield if they themselves do want to commit double shield as well. So we're doing that. We're just sitting here slapping around our Shadow Claw and throwing Dark Pulses, and we are able to get that second shield, but I make a mistake here. And I didn't really know that this wouldn't knock out this range. But yeah, I can't farm down because they are able to get to another Icicle Spear. So I could have gotten to the Shadow Ball safely there and knocked it out Shadow Ball. That was the play. But in a way, it kind of works out a little bit because we do get this energy lead on Nidoqueen. And I mean, this is terrible for us. I mean, having this Medicham come in, it's gonna just go for Psychic. But when I saw it go for its move, I'm like, wait, is it Ice Punch? And it is actually Ice Punch. I'm not entirely sure if they were running Psychic or not, but if they were, that's what they should have done here. But we got very lucky, and we end up being able to even get to another Poison Fang, and they have Trevenant in the back. So we throw Poison Fang at this tree, and we bring in our Scrafty, and that is a solidified game here, so GG. But yeah, in a way, it's like, we still end up pulling off the win, but it's kind of hard to tell if it really mattered or not. But in this battle, we do get a Trevenant lead. This is a pretty difficult lead for the Coffin. I don't think you can really win this lead, but I'm going to try to stay in and waste some of its energy and get shields. That's kind of the goal whenever I run into this Pokemon. Because I do have a nice backline to deal with it, but I just figured I'm just going to stay in and weaken it, maybe get a shield, and then I'll bring in one of my more favorable Pokemon, like Scrafty. You can even eat a couple Seed Bombs here and just kind of farm it. Even though it's not the ideal Pokemon to farm it, we're just going to farm it. I'm going to take both these Seed Bombs to the face, and what do we see in the back line here? Definitely a really difficult lead for us to deal with. Oh my gosh, yeah, so this is kind of bad for us because we do get a Medicham, and we're going to try to switch in to our Nidoqueen because we really do not want to get farmed down. I get scared, so I shield. It is Ice Punch. We really don't want to take damage at this point. And we're going to throw Poison Fang. I feel like I should have just gone for the Earth Power here, because they end up having a Bastiodon, and this is a little difficult. Like, I'm not going to bait at all in this first move, and obviously they can take it, so they know that I have to throw. I can only throw Earth Powers to win this matchup. I can't farm it down, and I make a weird play here. I do think this is probably the wrong play because it's kind of hard to tell, because I think the Medicham might have already had energy. It's hard to know if it's hard to know if I should have stayed in, went straight Earth Power, and tried to deal things that way. It was so close. I mean, it was 1 HP. I mean, I feel like maybe if I would have played that slightly different, I could have maybe pulled that off. But I do feel like Medicham in the back line is a little difficult for this line at times. So in this next match, we get another semi-difficult lead if we don't predict the shields correctly, the bait and the nuke moves. But if we can predict it correctly, this is a great matchup for us. So if we can somehow predict the Bubble Beam, and I make a bad call, I just take a Shadow Ball to the face. So I'm going to switch out to my Scrafty right away, knowing that it probably doesn't have any moves that can hit me that hard, and they just let their Jellicent go. And that's kind of good. That means we don't get like a Bubble Beam. Maybe they didn't even have Bubble Beam. But they switch in their Nidoqueen, and I'm going to just try to do as much damage as I possibly can on this Nidoqueen before I inevitably die to it. And I'm hoping to get another foul play off, but this is kind of good too that they decided to throw their energy, because now I can bring my Nidoqueen in with 2 shields and safely line up my Nidoqueen to their Nidoqueen. And it felt like this could have been Poison Fang, but I really didn't want to waste. I didn't want to risk it in case I was like not predicting this correctly. And I decided to throw the Earth Power, obviously, after getting a little bit of energy. And it's pretty much game. I mean, the only reason why I threw the Coffin in like that, I just want to get the defense drop off of my Nidoqueen. And then that is game. We throw an Earth Power on Marowak, GG. It's a nice battle. I mean, definitely a tough lead, and obviously we didn't predict the bait and nuke move correctly, but thankfully we still pulled off with the win. So this is a great lead for the Coffin. They're going to switch out, and we just switched directly to our Scrafty on their Bastiodon, and we're going to get one power-up punch-off, just get some boosted foul plays loaded for that Deoxys defense when it comes back in. And I don't think there's really any need to shield against Bastiodon here. We're just going to farm down, remove this threat, and yeah, I mean, Bastiodon is an interesting Pokemon against this line. It can be more of I think it's more of a threat in the lead. But yeah, we're going to throw a boosted foul play. They will shield the first one. I throw another boosted foul play. I think they decided to let this one slip on through, knowing that I do have Coffin here. And I'm going to bring in Cofagrigus and... yeah, Cofagrigus, excuse me. They do throw an Ice Punch, which is a nice call. And we have, I mean, being against Medicham and Deoxys defense here in the back line, Coffin is just destroying. There's really no need to worry about this lineup. I'm just going to kind of like farm it. I think I do just throw the Dark Pulse right away, knowing that I'd rather take moves from Medicham, I think, than from the... I guess the Psychic is actually more damage for sure. But I was thinking maybe they could just like spam Psycho Boost or something. But I figured we just sacrifice Nidoqueen here into the charge move. And then we just farm down. And that is a GG. And this is another great lead for our Cofagrigus here. So I'm gonna stay in, and I think we try to bait with Dark Pulse. I don't know like if every Skarmory will shield, but I decided just to take the first Sky Attack and start baiting with Dark Pulse, because I do have 2 loaded up right now. So they do shield, so I'm gonna power up. I guess like it didn't really matter to do this, but it could maybe make them think that I'm trying to... I could have just connected the Shadow Ball there, that would have been rather nice, but it is nice to still get that damage off because it is pretty much in farm down range for me. And they end up bringing in a Gyarados, and we're just going to nuke our Shadow Ball on it. And I think I was going to try to switch out, but our Cofagrigus dies, so I'm just going to bring Nidoqueen, and it is Waterfall. I was trying to figure out, is it Waterfall or Dragon Breath? I couldn't tell in that moment. And kind of a bad situation for Nidoqueen, but fortunately we can just barely farm it down in time, which was pretty nice to see. They end up having a Nidoqueen themselves, and this is actually kind of crazy because I could have probably just got to the Earth Power there and safely knocked out the Nidoqueen, but you know, it's whatever. I'm still going to be able to get to it. So we're going to shield with Scrafty, and I'm going to throw my foul play. Actually, if I can get to the second foul play here, then I just roll with Scrafty. I think that's actually what ends up happening here, because... oh, no, okay. So they do end up throwing the energy, because I thought they were going to farm down, and I tap and I get to Earth Power just barely, and that will be the game. It would have been better if I would have made sure I got the Earth Power and just killed it right away, but I got a little nervous when I was playing this match. So we end up going 4-1 this set, and just some more nice battles, showing you some solid leads that Cofagrigus has here in the Open Great League. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. It really does help my content reach a wider audience here on YouTube. And with that being said, the Sass Squad's getting strong each and every day. You have a good morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you're tuning in. I'll catch you in the next one.